explain to you the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt says, I did something bad, right? Remember, we said that there's false guilt and there's the gift of God's guilt. Either way, guilt says that I did something bad. Whether that guilt is misplaced and the bad thing was actually done to us, but we feel responsible. It's the gift of guilt, or if it's the gift of guilt, that you have that feeling because you know that there's something you've done, right? Opposite of the false guilt. You know there's something you've done that needs to be corrected. Guilt is a feeling because of something you did. But shame, which we often swap for the word guilt, is very different. Shame says, I am bad. You get that? Guilt says, I did something bad, but shame says, I am bad. Guilt says, I stole something. Shame says, I'm a thief. Guilt says, I was unfaithful. Shame says, I'm a cheater. Guilt says, I lied. Shame says, I'm a liar. You can substitute any sin into that equation and it makes sense. Oftentimes, that's what we do to people who have hurt us, right? We take what they've done to us, as minimal or as horrendous as it may be, and in our anger and hurt, we move it from what they've done to who they are. And it's natural to do that when we've been hurt. But if we think about our own lives, shame is a horrible thing to live with. Shame can bury you, right? So deep that you feel there's no possible way you can ever get out of that hole. In fact, here's something you need to remember. The devil uses shame to connect your actions to your identity. That's why one of his names in the Bible is the accuser, and we learned that a couple of weeks ago. His goal is to get you to believe that you are pathetic, that you are worthless, that you are hopeless, you are a liar, a cheater, a thief. You are unlovable and undeserving of forgiveness. And before you know it, you start to believe God's never going to bless me because of what I did and who I am. I will never have a healthy marriage because of who I am. In fact, my marriage is over and nobody else would ever want to be with me because of who I am. Truth is, if you're finding it difficult to forgive yourself for something, I would bet my next paycheck that you're dealing with more than guilt, but that the reality is you're stuck in a cycle of shame. And here's why it's so important for us to understand the difference between guilt and shame and to come to a place where we can forgive ourselves, because self-forgiveness will determine your spiritual direction. Self-forgiveness, your ability to forgive yourself, will determine your spiritual direction for the rest.